From the moment my daughter learned to speak, she treated me like a romantic rival. Every time my husband and I tried to be intimate, she would burst into the room, physically wedging herself between us. "You're such a slut, Mom. Stop trying." To seduce my daddy. Once at dinner, my husband reached over to put a piece of steak on my plate. My daughter screamed, ran to the balcony, and climbed onto the railing of our 16th floor apartment. "Unless Daddy stays away from Mom, I'm jumping right now." Even when I sat at my vanity to put on makeup, her voice would drip with venomous mockery. "You're just an old woman. No matter how much paint you put on that face, you'll never be as pretty as me." Later, when my husband cheated, I was terrified she would be mistreated by a stepmother. I fought tooth and nail for her custody, burning through my savings and my sanity. In response, my daughter looked at me with a face twisted by hysteria and threw a bottle of industrial-grade sulfuric acid at me. "You'll never separate me from Daddy. Daddy belongs to me and me alone." Maybe the universe took pity on the sheer agony of my death because it gave me a second chance. I woke up back at the beginning. This time, I didn't hesitate. I gave up custody. From now on, I want to be as far away from that girl as possible. My husband, David, looked at me in genuine shock. "Naomi? Where is this coming from? You were ready to burn the world down to take her with you. Why the sudden change of heart?" Before I could answer, our 10-year-old daughter, Sophie, stormed into the living room. She didn't just walk, she attacked, kicking and scratching at my legs. "I'm not going with you anyway," she shrieked. "We're both women, Mom. I know exactly what you're doing. You're just jealous because Daddy loves me more." She threw herself into David's arms, clinging to his neck and throwing me a triumphant, nasty look. "Nobody can split us up. I'm going to be Daddy's little girl forever." Even though Sophie had treated me like an enemy since she was a toddler, she was still my own flesh and blood. In my first life, when I found out David was planning to remarry immediately, I fought him for months. I gave up half my assets just to secure her custody, thinking I was saving her. But then I remembered the sensation of my skin melting, the white-hot, bubbling scream of my own nerves being eaten away by acid. I picked up the divorce papers and signed my name with a steady hand. "I'm respecting my daughter's wishes. She stays with you." Sophie froze, her eyes widening in momentary confusion. I moved to finalize the documents, but she lunged forward, snatching the papers off the coffee table. "You're a discarded wife. How dare you try to take Daddy's money? Have you no shame?" She barked. "Daddy, you said you'd buy me all those designer dresses. Don't give this old woman a cent." She hugged David's leg, her voice turning into a sugary, manipulative coo, telling him that a failure of a woman like me didn't deserve a settlement. She had no idea about David's affair, nor did she care that I was legally entitled to a 7-figure payout. David didn't correct her. Instead, he leaned into the noble father persona he loved so much. "I'm just too kind-hearted, Sophie. I can't bring myself to be too cruel to your mother, even if she doesn't deserve it." He stroked her hair. "I know you're worried about how hard I work for our money. You really are my little angel." Watching them perform this twisted duet, I felt a cold laugh bubbling in my chest. David was the true architect of this monster. He never corrected her behavior. He fed her delusions with endless indulgence until her mind became a warped competitive maze. To keep following the story, head to my homepage for the rest. Don't miss out.